Hi everybody, it's Michelle here. I wanted to talk today about this technique called, I made it up a long time ago, called the head, heart, and gut technique. And it's really good for people who suffer from social anxiety. It's a great way to connect to your family and friends. It's made my life a lot better, and I want to share it with you. Now, I came up with it accidentally. I was working as a psychic medium, and I had to see back-to-back clients. I don't know how many, a lot. I was working at a festival and there were a lot of people. And when I would normally give a psychic reading, I would give them everything I got. I would tell them everything, the visions I had in my head, everything I had in my heart, everything in me was open, all the way down to my gut. I felt deeply, and I gave each person that kind of reading. After several people, I started to get really sick, like physically sick. And I thought, how am I gonna, I had so many more people to see that day, how am I gonna continue with this work when I feel physically sick? So what I decided to do, since I felt sick, so I was feeling sick in my stomach, I kept all my awareness up into my head. And I didn't do any readings from my heart and from my stomach. I just pulled all my awareness up here. And I started to give readings from up here. And at the time, I didn't think these readings had much value because all I was doing was giving them information from my head. But I couldn't help it. I had to finish my job that day and I didn't want to be sick. So I pulled all my awareness up here, and then the next person came in and I gave them a reading and I stayed up in my head. And I always close my eyes when I give readings. So I closed my eyes and I just stayed up here and I gave the next person a reading. And when I opened my eyes, the woman was crying, and it shocked me. Like, how could the information that I gave you up here have so much value? So then she got her reading, it meant something to her. The next person comes in, I do it again. I only talk in my head. Same thing. It had a lot of meaning, it made sense to her. The same amount of sense that when I was giving readings from my heart and my gut. So I did that the rest of the day, and they were solid readings, just like any other way I would give a reading. So I went home that night and I thought, how is it that information in my head has that much value? I really thought my heart and my gut information had the most value. So then I started to experiment with it. I had social anxiety for a long time, so I would really struggle to go to parties. And I had a party coming up, and I decided to try the same thing. I brought all my awareness up to my head and went to the party. I actually enjoyed the party. And not only that, it's like I was talking to people at the level that they operated at. So I felt connected to them. Normally, I would talk to people from my heart and they were talking from their head, and it's like we were talking two different languages. So when I pulled my awareness up into my head and talked to them like head to head, I enjoyed it so much more. And I wasn't changing myself to accommodate the other person. I was developing a skill inside of myself that served me. I was really doing it for me to make my life happier and healthier. So I want to share this technique with you. So let's do it together. So there's 3 parts we're going to do: head, heart, and gut. And if you're a sensitive, you have all of them open all the time. And if you're a sensitive, when someone talks to you from their head, you think it doesn't have value. But I promise there's more value there than you realize. Okay, so I want you to bring all your awareness up to your head. And if this is new for you, you might not even know if you have all your awareness up to your head. That's okay, just practice along. Bring all your awareness up to your head. For me, I like to roll my eyes up just a little bit and focus right here. I can also feel like, here's another way I keep my awareness up here. When I take a breath in, I kind of just expand my head a little bit. And then when I exhale, I let my head come back in. That helps keep me up in my head. Just see what it feels like to be up in your head. Good. Now drop down and be in your heart, which is going to be so easy for most of you. But bring all your awareness to your heart. And just if you're having a hard time, here's what I do. I just breathe in and I stay in that space and I expand it out a little bit. And then when I exhale, I just let it come back in and settle. Good. So now you're in your heart, probably the easiest space for you to be in. I want you to drop all your awareness now down to your gut, your solar plexus, and soften your belly. That'll help bring your awareness down there. Same thing, breathe into your belly, expand it a little bit. And when you exhale, let it all come back and just settle to wherever it wants to. Good. Okay, so now you know how to be in your head, you know how to be in your heart, and you know how to be in your gut. I want you to become aware now that you have a choice on where you want to bring your awareness based on who you're talking to. So if you're at a party where they're doing a lot of small talk, sensitives don't like small talk usually. You have a choice. You could either leave the party because you don't like that kind of thing, but if you want to stay there and connect with people, try to just pull your awareness up to your head. Sensitives just want to connect with people, so try connecting up here. And again, it's not to accommodate them, it's for you to practice your abilities. Good, I'm glad you're liking this. Here's how else it works. Okay, so same idea. Let's just do it together. I want you to bring a person to mind, anybody you want. It could be someone you're struggling with, it could be someone you're happy with. Bring a person to mind, a coworker, family member, friend. I want you to think about them. Bring them into your mind. Okay, bring all your awareness up to your head. All your awareness up to your head and think of that person in your head. And just notice if you have any thoughts up there. For me, in my method, it's more factual information. Like I've got someone in my mind right now and it's more like this. She likes to push my buttons. I'd like to avoid her. It's all kind of wah, wah, wah kind of stuff. Okay, so just notice what you get there with your person. And now drop your awareness down to your heart, which again is probably easy for you. Then bring that person into your heart space. And so I'll give you my example. For me, the person I have in my heart space now, I feel very different about her. It feels more like this. She's doing the best she can. There's a lot of sadness. I can feel my sadness. I can feel her sadness. And we're both doing the best we can. Okay, notice yours. And now bring your awareness down to your gut. Bring that same person down to your gut. Now for me in my gut, I usually get more action steps. So I'm thinking of my person and here's what I get. Let her go for now. Don't connect with her, let her go for now. And see what you get for the person that you're thinking of. I teach this skill also in with my people who take psychic and intuitive development from me. It's a great skill to read people with too. Lori says, I felt anxious, then I felt sad. I feel avoidance in the gut. So it's okay. Just notice that it's different in each area and that each area can bring you different information. Does that make sense? The first time you do it, it might be awesome or it might be a little confusing. I promise if you keep trying it, it's a very effective tool. I'm trying to think. Another time I use it, I used to struggle a lot at the grocery store. And I would just bring my awareness up to my head and do my grocery shopping. And when I learned that technique and stayed up in my head, it was so much easier. And then when I'm talking to my kids, my girls, I open all up because I want to hear all about them. I hope that technique helps. If you want to hear, we want to talk about it a little bit more, you can in this group, or on this thread, we'll do that. I also have a PDF here if I wrote it all out. If you want the PDF version, you can get that. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I also, this is part of what I do when I help people clear the emotional debris that's going on in their life. Once that emotional debris is cleared, life is better. And then we start to work on these techniques. And some people decide to use them to help heal in the world. So we heal ourselves first, and then we go out in the world and serve in a way that we like. If you have any questions or you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Have a great day.